much going on in this town. We're so lucky to have an expert around. But when you need advice on what's really going down, take it from Tara. With so many choices, it ain't easy. Get the bang for your buck, give your dollar a squeezy. The girl's got the answer, you better believe me. Take it from Tara. Take it from Tara. Take it from Tara. Take it from Tara.
Here's Will Heiser, ladies and gentlemen. You want to sing the jingle again?
Take it from Tara.
Kevin.
Take it from Tara.
I love it.
Yes, that's...
Kevin Hart, you're a fabulous musician.
Thank you.
To be able to step in a company when you didn't even know the tune or the singer.
Well, I try, man. That's what I do.
Did you go to Hogwarts School for Witchcraft and Wizardry? Because that was magic.
How'd you know, man?
Wow, ladies and
Third
gentlemen,
sense,
welcome
sixth sense.
so happily to Take It From Tara for July the 22nd. As you already know, Will Heiser is my first guest, and I love you for coming. Thank you.
Well, I love you for asking me.
It was a surprise drop-in because he's got so much going on. This edition of Take It From Tara is sponsored by AVC Security and Meridian Acupuncture, and Meridian also happens to be on the show. Colby Helton is here. So Will has surprised us with a drop-in to visit and update us on the Big Brother saga for this season, because it's a big one.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, I was on last summer season of
Now, who doesn't know?
Well, I mean,
come on.
If you live underneath a rock, you might not know.
No,
Okay,
nobody could have missed you. But you're following this year's very closely.
Right, very closely. It's been actually a very dramatic and controversial season. There's been a lot of racism, bigotry,
wow,
homophobia, which normally every season there's a couple people in the house that are just ignorant. And I always say there's a difference between ignorant and hate.
Yeah, Willie was yours.
Yeah,
and
Willie.
He got evicted.
He got
soon.
evicted, but he's not a bad guy. He's a product of where he was raised and just isolated from, the big world we live in.
Yes.
The situation this summer, there are 3 individuals who are just plain hateful. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're saying, and it's a cruel reminder that sort of,
it's representative of the world in general, I think.
We think
at least
that
some segments of it.
Here in Louisville, we live in kind of a bubble in a lot of ways.
Yes,
and,
we do.
And we're very lucky, and we forget that still is alive and well in the world, that just downright hate and bigotry. And
I know, I hate that. And you are mocking them with great contempt.
Yes,
on your wonderful videos.
I have an online variety show, thewillshow.com, and this year, every week, I'm doing my version of the show. I'm doing a wrap-up. And so it's been, I always say, if you, laughter is the best medicine. So
Yes,
if these people are offending others, well, come and watch my show, and we'll laugh. We'll just laugh the heck out of them.
You'll offend them all.
Yes.
And Julie Chen particularly is offensive because the last one I think you did, or maybe the time before, she was dressed in red from head to toe. Have you aired that one yet?
Yes, it went live
good.
today, so you'll have to check it out.
Holy smoke.
Yep.
The red woman, Julie Chen.
Hashtag red. She
had
red lipstick with red blush, with red eyeshadow, with a red bracelet, with a red necklace, with a red dress, with red shoes, with red everything.
Well, she's quite the character, as are the people who are chosen to be the house guests. And what I'm curious about is, I know you are under contract to Big Brother and to the network, but a lot of people approach you with other opportunities. Is there anything new that you can talk about legally yet that's going on that's being offered to you?
I have a few things on the table that I can't discuss fully, but one of the projects is actually all about Louisville, and it's got a lot of really great backing behind it, and it is TV.
Wonderful.
So yeah, and I hopefully will be very, very much involved with it. So it's pretty cool. It's they've tried to do reality shows in Louisville before. They've tried to do a Real Housewives of Louisville.
Yes.
They've tried to do all these, but we don't kiss and tell here.
That's right.
It's kind of my navigation likes to refer to Louisville as Looneyville. Turn
Yes.
right towards Looneyville.
It's right next to the old Sears building.
She goes, or she mispronounces everything, but I'm like, she's kind of right, because we're all characters in this town. But I think this show in particular has found a way to crack that surface and really showcase, the fun side of Louisville, but also, we're America's best kept secret, and
Yes,
we're going to
we
let
are.
that secret out of the bag.
We are. And actually, I was just so excited and privileged and surprised that Will asked me to work with him a little bit on a cooperative venture.
Yes.
Which we're going to be starting this week. I don't know how many details we should give.
I know.
I'm not sure we should actually announce anything yet, but we're about to shoot our first example of the fabulous work, and it touches on Louisville being a best kept secret.
Yes, absolutely. So Tara and I are developing a podcast, a weekly podcast showcasing all of the weird, cool, unique things to do in this city.
And what did you think of the name of it being?
Right now, it's tentatively titled In the Loop. The
L-O-U-P.
L-O-U-P.
I like that.
Keeping you in the loop.
In the loop.
Yes, yes. So we're shooting our first one on Wednesday.
Yes,
it's gonna
we are.
be really great. One of our city's hidden treasures, full of mystery and fun. Just call us the Nancy Drews.
Yes, it'll be so much fun, and I can't wait to see it. And Will's going to use his magical editing from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry
Yes.
to create this. Avada Kedavra. You never
Look
forget
at
those
you.
things.
You
I read every
don't.
book at least 3 times. I loved Harry Potter.
Speaking of Harry Potter,
Yes?
new baby born in
I
the
know.
Prince of Cambridge. I said, I hope he's smart.
Oh, God, love
He
him.
better
I
be
do
smart
too.
with the title like that.
I do too.
Like
And,
the-
you know, they
Prince of Coltnish Head.
they always talk about, you know, the intermarriage of the British royals. And I'm hoping that it's kind of, you know, gotten itself cleaned up a little bit so that by the time we get to this generation, we've restored the, what do you call it, the genetic code.
The genetic code
Yeah.
and no cross eyes.
A few more brains. But yes, it seems like the Duchess of Cambridge is doing quite well. And she's probably sleeping and snacking right now is her...
Snacking.
Yeah, snacking. She's got to eat after giving birth to a baby. I mean, that was a hard job. You wouldn't know.
I hope she's having a drink.
Of course,
I want to be snacking. I mean, get me that bottle of Dom Perignon.
I know. Here we are talking about alcohol again with you. I don't believe this. And, you know, Will, the other thing that I think is so much fun about you is that you're always into something new, and people are always talking about you. And I know that there was a mass group of people from the West Coast who were trying to get you to move to LA. And I'm hoping that the answer is no.
Absolutely no. Yeah,
Oh, good.
I was in LA the month of June. I had a couple of opportunities and didn't match anything that's going on here in Louisville. So I am here to stay for now.
That's
and
wonderful.
Glad
And
about it.
Everything that you do on the Will Show is really of interest to everyone. It's not just locally based. It's stuff that you're pulling off of, you know, every news feed, and you've got this mind that just won't stop, which is pretty and crossed eyes too.
Yes,
When you
I just did it.
You did it. You crossed your eyes just
Alcohol
like
and
the
crossed
baby.
eyes. Theme of the night.
The baby in Cambridge. But that's the most important thing to me, because I know you've lived in New York, you've lived in LA, you've traveled, you've done everything. But when you've got somebody who's strong and a great representative of the city, we hate to see them go elsewhere. You know, we want to see you stay here and promote Louisville and be connected with Louisville. And this last Derby, you brought in, I think, 4 of your Big Brother castmates,
Last
which was
summer,
a
yes.
huge amount of fun.
It was a lot of fun. We got a lot of really great coverage, and it's always so much fun to show Louisville off at Derby time. I mean, they cut the grass on I-71. What can you say?
Yeah, that's exciting.
I don't know. It is.
and I got to meet them, which was really cool. We got to socialize with you guys at Prime a little bit, and then at the Julep Ball, which was a lot of fun. And so it was Mike Boogie.
Mike Boogie, Janelle, who is going to give birth as well at
Oh,
any moment.
yes.
Yeah, to a baby boy as
Yeah,
well.
wonderful. A second Prince of Cambridge. Uh-oh. My mother's calling. Mother, I know you probably couldn't get logged on, and so I'm going to have to hang up on you now because we're live on the air. But I promise I'll pull up the archive on YouTube
Yes.
and show it to you later.
And then I'll
Okay?
tweet it and re-share it.
That's a great idea.
Yes.
So, and then we had Janelle and Frank, I should say.
Frank, Mike
wonderful.
Boogie, and Ashley. Yeah,
Ashley was
really
adorable.
great. Just awesome people. That's the one thing about, as crazy as being on Big Brother, is the relationships you get to walk away with and friendships for life, because you really are a family.
Yeah, they loved you.
A really sick, twisted family. And even if you don't like some of the people, you're a bond for life. So.
Well, and what was fun about that is, you know, all these celebrities, all these people who come in at Derby time, people are flocking to meet them. And I remember looking at you and saying, you know, all these celebrities are great, but it is such an honor and such a privilege to have you as a friend, because you're the biggest celebrity I know.
Well, back at you.
Oh, there we go. Well, that's not true, but you are the biggest celebrity I know, and I'm glad that you're staying in town and getting ready to do
thank
some
you.
exciting projects, and I can't wait to work with you on In the Loop.
I can't wait to work with you too.
That's
I think it'll be really
fun.
It will.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you what we're going to do on Wednesday, but it's going to involve danger, excitement, mystery,
Nancy Drew.
and possibly a lot of darkness. And it could involve...
And knowing me, alcohol.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was doing it with a little bit of help from his friend Jack. I just wouldn't be surprised. I, however, being 30 years sober, will not be partaking.
Yes.
I'll be the designated driver and
Yes.
camera person if we need to be.
Sounds good.
And the other exciting thing that's coming up on Take It From Tara, Michelle and Alan Hertzman are talking food franchises. And I don't know, have you ever thought of getting into a restaurant business?
I have too many friends.
Yeah, it's
that
tough job.
I'll let them do the cooking and I'll sit and enjoy it.
You're a pretty good cook, though.
Sometimes.
You're much better than I am. And they're going to be talking about food franchises all the way from Papa John's Pizza to Genghis Grill, which is a new place we have to try. Yeah, because it's very healthy food.
Maybe we should keep people in the loop.
I think we
about
should.
That.
We might have to go to Genghis Grill and keep people in the loop. And Maureen Keenan with Saving Sunny has brought a beautiful dog, which we just met. That's Captain out there.
It really is a beautiful dog.
And he's awesome. So I'm so excited. And Kevin Hart, of course, our wonderful guest musician, is going to be sharing his music throughout the show. So as soon as I say goodbye to Will, I'm going to ask you for a tune. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right, looking forward to that. So where are you off to tonight? You have an exciting date somewhere, I'm sure.
I have friends actually in town from England.
Oh, exciting!
Yeah, so we'll all celebrate together.
Do you think that they know about the Prince of Cambridge?
Well, in this day and age of social media, I wouldn't see how they could not know. We
you
are in
guys-
a basement and we know.
You guys can talk about it, right?
Yes.
But this is a very special basement on a hill. called
It's an
Crescent
awesome
Hill Radio.
basement.
Yeah,
Yes.
I bet it's great for
Yes.
tornadoes too, Kathy. I haven't thought about that. Yeah.
Are we
This
under
is-
watch?
No, we have no watches, no warnings. Freaking you out. Sorry, that's the old meteorologist in me. But
No, I was gonna say, I want to go outside and see.
just what you're not supposed to do. Will Heiser, ladies and gentlemen, and anytime you want to come back, and we will promote In the Loop
Yes.
and your reality show.
Awesome.
And I'm sure that they're going to call you back at some point to Big Brother because you were the ultimate house guest.
Oh, well, thank you. And
That's why I watched it. I hadn't seen it in 14 years, and all of a sudden you're on it, and I'm glued to the tube
Sorry
every
to put
week.
you through that.
No, it was wonderful. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for
Give
having
your
me,
mom and
love.
dad my love.
I will.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome.
All right, Kevin Hart, you ready for a tune?
Yeah.
What are you going to play for us and sing?
It's a song about the political arena, sorta.
Love it.
It's called Recollect.
All right, take it. Kevin Hart, ladies and gentlemen.
Hear my voice, one cheer, blending in the crowd. All across the region, you who's teething on the right, key in the fresh paint of a new car on the left side. Riding high on the west rays from the middle where we're tied. Turn on, tune in to see a debate on TV, speaking Greek to me. Hey, Mr. Smart Guy, or do you ever stop to breathe? Shapes on the east side, color your grayness with a wide array of tainted ties. I've got your weakness, yeah, you're supreme best. Well, how was your sound check? Mate, we are shipwrecked, so build with me. One grain of a mighty castle, one drop of the tide rolling in. A call to reel in your time. You're bound by blame, you feel the chance you found. How bittersweet it is. A trillion nevers, the moisture of the mist. Well, there shoots a star now, make a well thought out wish. How high is the ceiling? Or did you pack the stimulus? Will be a long list. Would you be my guest? Tell me what I need. One more conspiracy theory. A call to real in your time. You're bound by blame. You feel the chance you found. How bittersweet it is. I've got your weakness, yeah, your supreme best. Tell me what I need. One more conspiracy theory. A call to real in your time. You're bound by blame. You have a chance to be sound. How bittersweet it is. How bittersweet it is.
Beautiful, Kevin Hart. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Did you write that?
Uh-huh.
I love that. Gosh, he's talented. Here's another talented guy with needles. Wow. Colby Helton from Meridian Acupuncture joins us. My acupuncturist. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Came in for a great treatment today. Let's get you to just scoot tiny bit closer to the microphone so we can hear you. That's perfect. And see how beautiful you look today? That's excellent. Tiffany Lawless from, or Tiffany Herman, I should say, from former workplace of mine and one of our favorite restaurants, Lynn's Paradise Cafe, just texted in response to your photo.
I saw that, yeah.
And she was like, tell Tara hi. And I just sent her a Facebook message back and said, hey, we're live. This is fun.
We actually grew up next door to each other.
Did you really? That is
We
so
did,
cute.
yeah.
She's
Known her
absolutely
forever.
a doll. I love that. Well, Colby, I did come in for an acupuncture treatment today, and you have been a miracle worker in helping with so many things. I've had just a few things that I wanted to work on, and you call it calming the Shen. So talk to us a little bit about some of the things that can be going on in your body that acupuncture can actually help to resolve, because there are many.
Okay, well, calming the Shen really has to do with managing stress.
Yes.
That's kind of a good way to translate it. Shen in Chinese has to do with the spirit, which is believed to be in the heart rather than the mind, the way we think of in the Western world.
Absolutely.
So stress is some sort of agitation of the spirit. So there are a number of things that we can do, just from regulating the energy in the body to clearing heat from the body. But these are just all things that sort of agitate the spirit and then cause stress for us.
And then what's the opposite of the Shen? If there is an opposite, or what is another component that you would be working with in acupuncture?
Well, just the body itself. So the Shen is kind of more the spiritual emotional component, and then the actual bodily functions then are the kind of the corporeal body.
Awesome. Some of the things that we've been working on, particularly, I had a strange pain in my neck for several months, and somehow you have relieved the pain in my neck by putting needles in my feet.
Right.
And I think that's fascinating. Talk to us a little bit about what you call the different channels that
Right.
work on various types of the body, because I know the old thing about if you press the web between your thumb and your first finger, it can help you get rid of a headache. So what about the channels? I'd like to have a better explanation.
It really
of that.
is, it's amazing. All we use is stainless steel needles.
Tiny
and
ones.
There's no medicine in them or on them,
Nope.
anything like that. So it really is using a system that is all outlined on the body, the channel system or the meridian system.
Yes.
And so if there's pain in one area of the body along a specific meridian, you can activate that meridian anywhere along its pathway in order to try to move the energy along to kind of free up stagnation.
Incredible.
We believe that pain is caused by some sort of stagnation or blockage in the channel or
Yes.
meridian.
Yes.
And by moving that out, you can relieve pain.
I love that. And it's interesting, too. We've talked about the applications of acupuncture to stopping addictive behavior. So you said if somebody comes in to get a stop smoking treatment, which involves needles in the ear and little seeds that you can put on the ear, sometimes they give up Diet Coke. Sometimes they'll not have any desire for alcohol. How does that all work?
So it's about kind of managing cravings and addictive behavior. One of the components, obviously, is stress. A lot of times we turn to different vices that we have from
self-medicating.
Right,
absolutely.
Right. And so if we can manage that, that certainly helps. From a Chinese perspective, there's usually some sort of heat component. That's sort of a gnawing, kind of burning heat that we need to satiate in some way.
Amazing.
And that is one of the reasons we turn to these things. So if we can kind of calm that heat as well, that'll help with the stress, but also help with kind of the physiological reason for having that craving.
Is that also calming the shin? Same
yes,
thing?
That's part of it for sure.
Well, you know, one of the things that I think is unique about Meridian Acupuncture, and I've seen a lot of acupuncturists around town, and we have some very fine ones, of course, but you have a complete raw herbal pharmacy, which is hard to come by because, number one, it's expensive to get. Number two, it's hard to preserve because how long does raw stuff last?
Right.
But you have a marvelous pharmacy. And I know, Kathy, you've got some pictures of some of the things in Meridian Acupuncture, and I'd like to be able to share some of those things. So, Colby, when you look at that little monitor right there, you're going to see some of the things we've got. Oh, there he is. That's you.
Right.
In front of the Raw Herbal Pharmacy.
That is me.
Talk to us about some of the components of that pharmacy.
Well, basically, so in our schooling, we learn several hundred separate medicinals. They're all plant, animal, and mineral-based things. And most of what we do in terms of using the herbal medicine is prescribe what we call classical formulas. So these are 1,000-year-old formulas that the founders of Chinese medicine, in a sense, sort of compiled for treating various conditions. And so we learn all those through our course of training, and then we learn how to modify them for, specific individual kind of circumstances of that condition.
Needs, yeah.
So if it's, some sort of cold or flu type thing that includes headache, we might use a standard formula for a cold and then add herbs that help manage headache for that type of cold.
Incredible. I know you're working with a lot of people who are coming out of some sort of rehabilitative program from surgery. And I've seen a few of them come in their wheelchairs and on crutches and on walkers. And tell me about the follow-up to something that is so invasive as a knee replacement or a hip replacement or some sort of surgery. What kind of acupuncture or what kind of herbal support do you offer to those folks?
Well, we look at it in two ways. A lot of times people come to us after a surgery because they didn't think to come to us before.
Yes.
Often our goal is to prevent surgery if we can, if we get a condition early enough.
Yes.
But in terms of recovering from a surgical procedure, the two things we look at doing is promoting good flow of blood, such that you can promote healing of the tissue that's been damaged or worked on.
Absolutely.
As part of the surgical treatment.
Incised.
Right. And basically, promote the healthy immune system such that the healing can happen quicker. Another thing that happens with surgery, though, unfortunately, is the formation of scar tissue, which in our medicine is kind of falls in line with some of the things that can cause stagnation of energy in blood.
Absolutely.
So you can get relief in a functional way from the surgery, rebuilding tissues, but a lot of times it's not 100% because of that scar tissue.
You know what I'm just thinking? In my early life, I had a tremendous number of back problems. And it was before I started doing yoga and before I strengthened my core and learned that strengthening the core is the key to having a healthy spine. And chiropractic helps with that kind of stuff too. But I'm just thinking about all the people in our world who sit all day long in front of their computer monitors or on the couch or in a desk chair and have back issues. I would be willing to bet that a large number of people who would come to you for something physical would be coming to you for back pain. Am I right?
Oh, a huge chunk. I mean, especially sitting all day, it's like 3 times the weight of pressure on your spine compared to standing or lying down.
Exactly.
So back pain definitely makes up a large percentage of our patient base, and we're quite good at it. We've gotten lots of practice over the years.
Now, when you do a back problem, where would the needles be going? Would those be also in the feet and hands as well as in the actual back?
Generally, if we're working on the spine, there's actually a meridian that runs down the length of the spine. So we activate that channel to kind of incorporate it into the back treatment. It makes a lot stronger treatment. But generally, we work with the paraspinal muscles and the paraspinal nerves that come off of the back. as well, obviously, as the Meridians from
Pretty
the Chinese
amazing.
perspective.
Now, this is your group. Tell me about who your partners are.
Right. So that's Robert, Misha, and Karen. Robert and I grew up together here in Louisville.
Isn't that fun?
And Karen, I met in San Diego where we did our training. She was my classmate. Robert was ahead of us 1 year. Actually, he started earlier, but they ended up getting married.
Oh,
And so she moved back
wonderful.
here with us. And Misha's also from Kentucky. She's our wonderful massage therapist.
And talk to me about the massage that is offered at Meridian, because it's wonderful. And I know I met her and I just thought she is fantastic. And there's Robert again.
So Misha she's a licensed massage therapist. She's trained in a number of therapeutic massage modalities. We haven't got her yet to do the Chinese Tui Na style massage. We're working on getting her to do that, but she knows 6 or 7 other techniques.
Fantastic.
And is really good about sort of incorporating different techniques appropriate to your level of comfort and what type of massage you want. Or if it's, you really need, a shoulder worked on or something like that.
Yes.
She's really good at adjusting kind of her technique to the level of your comfort. And
Are there
what
some
you
people
need.
who literally come in and get a massage and get acupuncture at the same time?
Absolutely.
Are those
And
working together constantly?
Definitely.
Yes.
So they both essentially, you're promoting circulation in the body tissues and the muscle systems and the channel and meridian systems. We find that people usually enjoy the treatments more kind of when they couple them that way.
Well, and then you also add the herbal ingredient, and that's the coolest part, because
Right.
every time I have left, I've taken a mason jar or two with me of this fabulous potion, and it is, again, designed to calm the Shen. What is going into those jars, those mason jars of wonderful liquid that you consume throughout the day and really find that it has a tremendous effort of well-being?
Right. It's different for different conditions. For calming the Shen, it's basically herbs that are clearing heat from the heart, where the Shen resides, but also just nourishing the heart, nourishing the blood so that the heart can be properly nourished.
Love that. I love that image. That's fantastic. Now, at Meridian Acupuncture, as far as hours, days of the week that you're open, we've got a great website. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, it's got basically everything you'd ever want to know about our operation. Practitioner bios, so you can kind of see how we all got into the medicine. We all sort of came at it from different angles a little bit. I got into it from an interest in Chinese culture more
and you
than
went to
medicine
China, right? You
specifically.
and Robert took a trip
Right,
when you were in
yeah.
high school and
We've-
got to see it firsthand.
We've both been to China a few times, worked in and observed the medicine actually in Chinese hospitals, where it's a little more
Amazing.
integrative than it is
Yes,
here.
absolutely, because they're doing acupuncture on patients in the hospital,
Right,
which
it's-
nobody in the United States, I think, would ever think of.
Right, yeah. There are a couple hospitals around the country, but not to the level where the cardiologist is an acupuncturist and
Yes.
can then write a formula for, a cardiac condition and things like that. So it's just so
Incredible.
cool the way
It
it's
is.
integrated there.
And you, particularly, I know that you, 3 of you at least, if not 4 of you, went to the Pacific College of Herbal
Right,
Medicine and
right.
Acupuncture, and it's in San Diego, and you're still traveling out there getting your doctoral
I am.
degree.
So acupuncturists in the United States practice with a master's degree.
Yes.
And so all the acupuncture schools are 4 years of training.
Yes.
And I'm actually doing doctoral work on top of that to get kind of a research background, a little more research and clinical
Wonderful.
experience and kind of more advanced training.
And
So-
hopefully you'll be able to be one of those acupuncturists that goes into a hospital and convinces the doctors that they have to take it seriously
Right.
as part of the integrative medicine training,
That's the
because
goal.
I've been amazed at the results. I truly have. And I think you've seen the results.
Definitely.
And I'm sure Kathy has seen the results too. Right, Kathy? Yeah, she's not listening. She's just kind of out there daydreaming about our next guest. And our next guest is going to be coming up in just a moment, 2 of them actually, but we're going to hear from our fabulous musician before that. So get ready for the next one. Are you ready, Kevin? Get ready for the next one. First, we would really like to thank Meridian Acupuncture for their fabulous sponsorship of Take It From Tara. And we would very much like to acknowledge Colby Helton for the wonderful work that he's doing in the community, bringing acupuncture treatment and herbal medicine as well as great massage to Louisville. So once again, let's acknowledge Meridian Acupuncture for their sponsorship, and then we'll hear from our guest musician, Kevin Hart. Meridian Acupuncture provides healthcare services to improve and promote the well-being of their patients and the community they serve. Meridian's vision is to educate and empower us to make healthy lifestyle choices, to understand how to heal ourselves, to prevent illness, and to recognize that health is a daily journey. Meridian's practitioners of East Asian medicine specialize in allergies to depression to menopause and much more. Trying to stay healthy, coping with stress, managing serious illness. Meridian Acupuncture is a resource. 311 Wallace Avenue in St. Matthews, 290-8788, meridianlouisville.com. Greatest acupuncture in town. Kevin, you ready with another tune? Give us about 2 minutes worth here. You ready?
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Kevin Hart, ladies and gentlemen.
Look what I have. Have you ever seen this type? You can reach me on my pocket playground life, but I'll only answer if you have the right price. I'll drop you if I like and lie. That's right. Look who I praise, intruders and the saved. You could need me, but I'm too involved today. I'll only answer if you dial me up twice. One number 4 when I'm behind my force field. Press those little lights as fast as you can. Leave a sideways frown at the end. Peace of mind you just had to buy. All the new features. Just found out it can read your mind. Has an X-ray eye. Can no longer hide what's inside. I see you recently swallowed your pride.
Tune, you get a free small bowl from Genghis Grill.
Awesome. Thank you, Tara.
That's actually from Alan and Michelle. So
well, thank you, Alan and Michelle.
You are welcome. Thank you so much, Kevin Hart, our fabulous guest musician. Another original composition, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Where do you get your music from? Where does it come from?
God, I guess.
Deep within the shin, as Colby would say?
I feel like I'm just a messenger. I just channel it.
I like it. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for coming in today and being our musical guest. We're going to hear from Kevin Hart again. First, though, we're going to include Michelle in this shot, Kathy, because she is a premium part of this. Michelle McMaster's lifelong friend of mine. I'm so glad that she married a wonderful man, and this is Alan Hertzman, Michelle McMasters and Alan Hertzman together, because they have some pretty incredible franchises in this town, and mostly you are known, I think, Alan, for getting in very early in the Papa John's craze and frenzy. And what I'd like to know is, what sold you on this concept as potentially huge when you first saw it?
Well, it was a very good choice on our part. Rather lucky, I have to say. Involved around 1990. My brother was a franchisee of Rally's Restaurants. He was one of the first franchisees of Rally's Restaurants.
Right.
And before that, my dad was one of the first franchisees of Long John Silver's and Jerry's Restaurants.
Amazing.
Going way back to the 60s, early 60s, my dad built Jerry's Restaurants.
I love Jerry's.
I know. It was
we used
great.
to go there all the time. Michelle, it was the best chocolate milkshakes in town.
Jerry's.
And my brother kind of found the Papa John's concept. It was still small in Louisville, but it had been voted best pizza in Louisville, and it was starting to grow, and John Schnatter was doing a great job with it, and we looked into it and thought this is really going to be a great chain. We never dreamed it would end up with 4,000 stores and be worldwide. We just thought it'd be a good regional chain.
Holy smoke.
And we took the closest large city that had a college to Louisville, and that was Columbus, Ohio,
Really?
with Ohio State.
Yes.
So I was living in Los Angeles at the time, so I moved to Columbus, Ohio, and we started building Papa John's. It's been great. We built 24 stores in Columbus, and then I moved to San Diego and did it all over again, and we built 26 Papa John's in San Diego,
Amazing.
which I kept telling John, when you're growing, we went to San Diego market, and he said, we're not going to California. We're a little regional pizza chain, and it didn't take too many years before they were going all over the world, so we were excited to get San Diego also. So it's been a great run.
And we just had the acupuncturist in who trains in San Diego and is out there all the time. And I know he eats Papa John's pizza when he's there, which is really fun.
That is great. We have sold that market since, but we still own the Columbus market, and it's a great market. Papa John's is a great brand. It has just done phenomenally well for so many years. They've really stuck to their core business of just, quality pizza. That's just what they do.
Absolutely.
John is fanatical about no skimping on the product, don't cut corners. It's just quality, quality, quality. And he's been right. It's really proven to, people as they're going toward higher quality and better ingredients, Papa John's is, just taken off.
Yeah,
And
it has been.
It's been awesome.
Well, let's focus the flashlight on Michelle for just a few moments because you and I actually met as a result of a restaurant. Do you remember?
I do remember.
Share it with our listening audience and our viewing
Okay,
audience.
I hope I have the right one. We
I
are
think you
talking
do.
about the Brown Hotel.
Yes, the Brown Hotel,
okay,
where you
yes.
were the assistant manager of Jay Graham's.
I was the assistant manager.
You should have been the manager,
back in
actually.
85, I believe.
Yeah, you should have been the manager
Oh, well, thank you.
because you did all the hard work.
Well, and then I did become the manager.
That's right.
Of the English Grill.
That's right.
Yes, so I was there for a couple of years, and fortunately was able to meet you and a lot of other nice people.
And I was working across the street at Hugs when they opened that, which was
blast from the
a
past.
blast from the past. But you always were very big on customer service and quality control. And I think that one of the most important things that I recognized in you, and you went on to a career in many other things as well, but you've kind of returned to the restaurant business with Alan, and you have a big role in Genghis Grill. Tell us a little bit about this brand new restaurant.
Well, my role is not really I think Alan is almost
You're in there
laughing
taste
there.
testing, I'm sure.
I do eat there a lot.
I bet you
my
do.
My daughter loves going there, and it is a great, great concept. But I'm going to let Alan kind of take the lead on describing the restaurant because it is awesome.
I know she had something to do with the concept because it's such good food. It's clean, it's healthy, and it's really fun and different from most other fast food type restaurants of its nature.
It really is. I look all the time for other concepts to get involved with, and we travel all over the country, and for years and years, I've been looking for something different. I got involved with Qdoba, and that was about fresh and choice. And
That was a great involvement, too, because
and-
they've kicked off.
Yeah, Qdoba's done very well. And then I saw Genghis Grill several years ago, and I thought, this is truly a great concept. Everybody wants choice. Everybody wants fresh food and quality food, and that's what this is. 80 fresh ingredients. You walk in, you get 1 to 3 sizes bowls, a small, medium, or large. You go through the line yourself. We have all the proteins, steak, chicken, ham, turkey, sausage, pepperoni, shrimp, fish, other seafood. You can pick as much as you want, as little as you want.
And you can be a vegetarian if you want to because it's all
Vegetarian,
vegetables
all
as
the
well.
vegetables.
Actually, vegan, I believe.
Yeah, vegan, sure.
About every vegetable you've ever heard of is on that line there, with 12 different spices, also 12 different sauces. So you can make so many different bowls. And the beauty of it is you make what you want.
And
so,
a free small bowl is on this card, and that is probably enough for a whole meal.
that you can really fill that up.
You could probably take half of it home.
If you really know what you're doing, you can really fill that up.
I
and then
love it.
We serve it with, you get a choice of either white rice, brown rice, fried rice, long noodles, spiral noodles, or tortillas. So there are so many combinations. I never get tired of eating it because I keep making different bowls. I'll
I
make a rice
bet.
bowl one day with steak, pasta bowl with chicken and shrimp, make tortillas, you can make fajitas, you can make breakfast burritos. You can do so many different combinations, but the beauty is that everybody makes their own. I mean, I wouldn't like what 99% of the people make, but they like it.
What's your
because
daughter's
it's their
favorite
own.
bowl, Michelle? Tell us.
Oh my gosh, she has. They call it the Haley Special.
Oh, how
it's,
cute.
Pepperoni, some little sausage, white rice, a lot of teriyaki or the soy sauce. She loves soy sauce.
Fantastic.
With tortillas, and she likes to roll it all
Yeah,
up.
she would go there every day. If she could.
She's 8
She's
now?
almost 8, yeah, in
Hard to
August.
believe.
I know.
Good Lord, she's going to be going to high school soon. It's very
seems
scary.
like
You know what I'm curious about, Alan, is what other franchises have not been great successes? Tell us about some of the disasters that you've seen and experienced in even this market or elsewhere that have just not worked out. There was one ex-Mexican chain, I think.
Well, I mean, a lot of chains have not worked out very
Yeah,
well. Fortunately, I wasn't involved with
That's
them.
good.
I really only had one that didn't work, and that was truly just a function of location. And so much of franchising or the restaurant business is a bit of luck in where you happen to choose to put
Exactly.
it. Even Papa John's, they are great in so many cities, but there are many cities that they struggle.
Yeah.
And ours, believe it or not, was Qdoba, which is so fantastic in Louisville and other cities in the country, but they have difficulty in the South. And we were in Florida,
Really?
and all the stores in Florida have had tremendous difficulty. I don't know if there's just so many other choices down
Yes.
there, or they want authentic Mexican food. We had Miami and Fort Lauderdale, Jacksonville, and other markets, and we finally just got out of it. It's so difficult in the South. Atlanta and Charlotte and other southern cities have troubles with Qdoba.
Isn't that
And,
amazing?
and yet in Louisville, I mean, Louisville is the number one market in the country for
Yeah, it has to
Qdoba.
be because everybody always says, I'm going to Qdoba. Everybody I
packed
know
all the
eats there.
time.
It is. You can't ever get in there without a line.
It is the top city in the United States for Qdoba.
Isn't
highest
that
volume.
fantastic?
And they do a great job. Qdoba, they do a great job here in Louisville. But yeah, a lot of it's luck of the draw. Pick the right concept, or even pick the right concept, you got to pick the right city.
Let us talk a little bit about how you go after concepts, because you said just now, just before we got on the air, you were looking at a new concept, and they're coming at you every day.
Every day. I mean, there's so much of it is, the first thing I look at is, the quality of the food, and do people really love it? But even if they love it, and even if it's busy, so oftentimes the model doesn't work.
Right.
It's crowded, it looks great, the food's great, but there's not much of a return on your investment. It costs too much to open, or you can't make enough, or it's too much labor. Sometimes Michelle and I will go places, and she'll say, wow, this place is packed. They must be making a fortune. And I always say, maybe not.
Maybe not.
I mean, Boston Market was a great example of that. Boston Chicken.
Yes.
They were always busy.
I know.
And I love their food, but their model didn't make any sense. You couldn't make any money at their concept.
Right.
The cost of the food, the delivery of the food, the labor, the locations. So although everyone loved it, you couldn't make money. So there's, that feature that you have to consider, does the model actually make sense?
Yeah, incredible.
And, are the franchisors good people? Are they going to do the right thing? Are they going to take it the right direction? When there are young franchisors, they want lots of franchisees, but the bigger franchisees don't necessarily want to get involved because they're such a small company. They don't know which direction they're going to take it. There's so many concepts that have gotten to 100, 200 stores that have just collapsed and gone to zero.
Yes.
So again, credit to John Schnatter, who got over that hump and not only took it to 1,000, then to 4,000. That is just so rare to
And
be
it
able to
shows the
do
importance
that.
of the leader, right? In
very
any
much so.
franchise concept.
The leader, good franchisees, a good team behind him. I mean, really, it's worked out well. It's been
support
great for
system.
Louisville.
Obviously, it's been great for a lot of cities because Papa John's has rocked. And, many years ago, I remember I did a voiceover for Papa John's, and my nephew called me from Charlotte, North Carolina, and said, Tara, I just ordered a pizza, and I heard you talking about it, which is really amazing because, the Papa John's franchise, the brand, it all emanates from here.
Right. And when we opened our very first store in California, it was the very first store, period, in California, in Pacific Beach and San Diego in early 97. And when the day we opened, we had so many people come from around San Diego saying, we've been waiting for you all to open. We've had this in Tennessee. We've had this in Florida. I went to school in North Carolina, whatever they would say. And they were so excited that we opened. So the brand definitely carried. I mean, it had legs. It's a phenomenal brand.
Continues to. Do you ever cook, Michelle? Because you are quite a cook.
Occasionally.
You
No,
are quite
I
a cook.
remember your days of cooking spaghetti.
Oh, yes, where I was waiting for it to turn red because I didn't know that was the sauce that caused it to turn red.
Oh, yes. So,
Alan liked that one. I remember your Derby casserole, Michelle.
I love the Derby casserole.
I think that's the first thing that ended my first relationship with a guy was eating your Derby casserole. But
I won't even ask
we
details
won't
on
even
that.
talk about that. Now, he was here for Derby, and you fed him Derby casserole, and I never saw him again. So it's almost as bad as the spaghetti. Thank you for reminding me of that. I appreciate it.
So the answer is I don't.
She made
cook much.
tacos last night. They were very
Did she
good.
really?
Yeah.
Did you get them from
Tacos
Genghis
Really
Grill?
tough. No.
Made them from scratch.
I bet she comes in with carryout and takes it out and puts it on the plates and
I
lets
do
you
that
think she made it,
occasionally.
right?
I try to hide that from him.
I
but-
love that. That's
If you're
fantastic.
watching the webcast, she looks like she's 6'2"
I
on
do.
the
I
screen
look
here.
Very tall.
It's a very tall stool.
Excited how tall I look.
I know. What we were thinking about getting some taller stools, but then we realized Michelle is kind of short, so she needed a little boost. That's okay, but she's
I
got
like
on
it.
those great big heels.
Look how much
I
taller I,
know.
am
Look
than
at you.
Alan.
You're like Becca White,
Go
my former co-host on Louisville Live. She loves those Jessica Simpson type giant stilettos. But, good things come in small packages. Now, here's the last question that I have for you, sir. Would you recommend, and that's the purpose of bringing you in today, people who are interested in following a franchise model, should they do so, or they maybe should just try it on their own? Just create something new, do something different. Like, let's say like Lynn's Paradise Cafe, which is almost amazing to think that it could be franchisable because it's unique in the world. But it's so big and there's so much about it. What do you recommend for people who are interested in a restaurant?
Well, that is the $64,000 question. It's risk versus reward. I mean, people love to start their own, and it is enjoyable to start your own and very creative to start your own. But most fail. If you do start your own and it works, and you're able to franchise it, you're going to make a lot of money.
Yes.
But so many don't work, and when you franchise, you're buying a proven system. You already know it works. It's worked in several cities. It's more of a turnkey operation. They give you the recipes, the look, the vendors. I mean, you still have to operate it well. You still have to market it well. You still have to take care of all your people and build a great culture. But you already know it works. So the risk is so much less to franchise. But you still have to, do your research and find a good chain with a reputable franchisor that's not trying to take advantage of you.
Yes.
But if you want to be creative, and if you like to make your own look and make your own food, you're going to have to start your own because they don't like you messing with their systems.
No, they want to keep everything in line. Guidelines must be followed in a franchise.
They have to be followed.
And I know that you guys probably do all kinds of continuing education for your own companies. And I would suggest that if you want to find out what a really successful franchise is go to Papa John's website because they have tons of information on how to become a franchisee and everything else that you could possibly want to know about the food business.
They do. I just met the two founders today of Tom and Chi. They were in Louisville because the St. Matthew store just opened today.
Wonderful.
And, they're young guys, and they're very excited. This is the 6th store, and they created this whole look and this recipe, and, they're just having fun with it.
Cool.
So, it is interesting when you see people, they have to be very driven, very passionate, very creative to start their own and spend 100 hours a week on their own business because it is not easy.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for taking the time to come in.
Thank you, Tara. It's awesome to see you.
Oh, it's awesome to see
Thank
you, too.
you.
Well, I'll have you guys over for spaghetti in a couple of weeks.
With sauce.
Yeah, you can bring some Genghis grill just in case it doesn't turn red. What do you think?
Maybe we'll just have you to Genghis and we'll just make a pasta bowl for you.
Well, Kevin and I both have free bowls, so we'll be cheap dates, right?
Genghis Grill over there by Tinseltown Movie Theater in Springhurst.
I love it. That's
Come
Genghis
visit
Grill.
Aaron and Brooke. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Great
Can't wait
managers.
to. Michelle McMasters Hertzman and Alan Hertzman from Papa John's and Genghis Grill. Thanks so much for your time and effort. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Tara.
We look forward to seeing you again soon, and especially at the restaurant, Kevin. You and I will have to go out there with our free bowls. Give us about a minute and a half of music. Before that, though, I'm going to play a quick promo. We want to thank ABC Security for being consistent sponsors of Take It From Tara. Linda Herrick Hillenbrand and Jim Hillenbrand, two of our dear friends. They were going to be here tonight, but had a few medical issues because dealing with leukemia and lymphoma is a day in, day out job. And so we send our love to Linda and Jim. Look forward to rescheduling them for another time to talk about the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. But in the meantime, their company is a proud sponsor of Take It From Tara. Thanks, ABC Security. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Man and Woman of the Year campaign is a national 10-week campaign to raise funds to help find cures for blood cancers. Candidates like Linda Herrick Hillenbrand utilize their leadership abilities and resources to conduct their own fundraising campaigns. And Linda won the Champions Award this year for her efforts. Monies raised help the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society fund blood cancer research and provide education and support services for patients and their families. LLS.org/KY for more information, 584-8490. Thank you to ABC Security's Linda and Jim Hillenbrand for their efforts to fight leukemia and lymphoma. Kevin Hart's got about a minute of music for us. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Hart.
Fooling ourselves all the time, wishing for wealth, then paying someone else to take it. So would I be in the wrong place too if I tried to force feed the minds? If I lay on the table all the truth and design some way to live beside, too. If I decide to pull open the blinds, if I said to shove aside all truth, be like I, but just let me be kind.
Kevin Hart, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your beautiful music. What was the title of that one?
Schroeder's Cat.
Oh, Schroeder's Cat. Well, we've got somebody in here who would really like Schroeder's Cat. His name is Captain, and he's upside down on his back, squirming, playing. And our friend Janelle, who is a comedian extraordinaire and has had a show on Crest Hill Radio, Captain is here with Saving Sunny. So Janelle Fitzpatrick decided to come in and be the dog wrangler, which is really fun. Thank you, Janelle. As she cries for help, as Captain loves her to death. Janelle is a great friend of all dogs. I know mine enjoy you very much. So you're a good person to handle Captain. Maureen Keenan joins us. Hi, Mo.
Hello. How are you,
Always
Tara?
great to see you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
It's been a while, but it's just a fabulous thing what Saving Sunny has become, because I remember the story the day it broke of the dog thrown off of the river bridge into the river, and it swam with the encouragement of all of the employees at Joe's Crab Shack to shore.
Actually, she was flailing, disoriented, and all of the employees and the customers were trying to get her to orient, and there happened to be a police dive team out there training, and somebody got their attention, and they sped over and pulled her in the boat.
Isn't that fantastic?
Brought her
What
to
a
shore.
story. And you see how stories change over the years.
Yes.
It's been a while. That's my poor faulty
she
menopausal
backstroked
memory.
to the side, and she got right.
She pulled Janelle by the collar out of the water. That was what it was.
Rescued a few humans.
So Captain is a great example of
He is. He's
Saving Sunny's
Janelle.
work.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about Captain.
Well, Captain, the reason that I brought
Captain America.
Yes, Captain America is his God-given name. Captain is one of our examples of a couple of things. One is that pit bull type dogs are just dogs.
No,
that's the they're extra special.
This guy is definitely not
He's
a
spectacular.
normal dog. He is just absolutely glorious and beautiful. Hi, honey.
He is so fabulous.
boy.
So he is a terrific ambassador for anyone who meets him to see that pit bull type dogs are not scary.
No, he's precious.
Any dog who's been mistreated can pose a risk.
Yes.
But pit bull type dogs, by breed, do not pose a risk to people. And Captain's a great example of that.
Yes, he is.
He's an example of something else, though, that is really important to Saving Sunny in terms of communicating to the public, which is that a dog who is given a life of exercise, routine, and structure, and then human affection.
Yes.
You know, the humans want to love them and coddle them. And But when we got Captain, he came from another rescue who called us and said he needs a foster home. He's been in a kennel.
Oh,
And
gosh.
when we went to get him just a few months ago, he was doing what are called alligator rolls.
Yes.
If you can imagine alligators being wrangled by a professional, how they flip and turn and flip and turn.
Yes.
That's what he was doing. Screaming, grabbing the leash, pulling on it. He was wild.
Yeah.
And some of the folks who worked at the kennel said, "Oh, he's dangerous. He's a problem."
Captain, look.
And so, look at the
He's
camera,
so
buddy.
dangerous. Look at the camera
He's so
there.
dangerous. And so one of our board members, Tiffany Hardesty, put him on a leash, took him on a run. He got to exercise out some of that work. She gave him a few basic commands, and he started to respond to her like nobody's business.
Crazy.
She ended up adopting him because she couldn't let go of him, but also because he is not only this magnificent dog and family member.
He is.
He is also now a dog who works with us when we need to socialize unsocialized dogs.
Oh, isn't that amazing?
He's what we call bomb-proof.
Yes.
You know, he will tolerate misbehavior from dogs who don't know how to behave or traumatized dogs. He's a role model.
From alligator rolls to bomb-proof.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes,
What a
and
success story.
It really is, and it's not so much about Saving Sunny. It's about just that inherent understanding that if you give a dog a basic need that
Yes.
a dog needs, not that a human needs.
Yes.
Although we would all benefit from it.
Well, Cesar Milan says for dogs or kids, exercise, discipline, affection in that
Precisely.
order, and you just repeated it.
That's
Hi,
precisely
honey.
it. And when he says discipline, I think I'm a big fan of Caesar's, and there are
Yes.
mixed opinions in the
Yes.
rescue community about
Yes.
that. But when Caesar says discipline, he's not talking about punishment.
No, just
He's talking
routine
about self-discipline
and structure.
routine.
Yeah,
That's right.
absolutely. Now he's coming underneath the.
Yes, there's something
there
about
you. Go.
you.
Did you get something good there? Did they drop some Genghis Grill when they were in here? We should have asked them to bring you some food.
Look at
Captain, I'm so sorry that
Why
I didn't think
didn't
of
you?
that word, food.
Why didn't you?
Oh, I love you so much. And he is an example, obviously, of what not only the need is for foster homes.
Yes.
Because shelters can only do so much.
That's right.
We know they're overcrowded to the extent that they can't handle the number. Look at him lying down there to be
Yes.
cuddled.
Lovely.
We know that they can't keep taking in dogs without getting them out and rescuing, having rescues pull them, having people foster them. And fosters are in such great demand by so many rescues. How can we appeal for people to foster for Saving Sunny?
That is a terrific insight, and thank you for saying that, because even more than donations, I mean, Lord knows we need
You
money.
need
We always need
donations,
money.
for sure.
But without foster homes, we can't do the essential socializing and integration of a dog.
Kathy, you got to see this.
Yes,
you got to
now.
see this shot.
I'm
Get
going
the
home
camera,
with you.
Get the camera on Captain, because he is now choking Janelle to death with his leash while he
That's right.
climbs into her lap.
I love you.
Come here, Captain.
Come here, Cap.
Come on back
Come on,
around,
bud.
buddy. Come here.
Come here,
He
bud.
says, no, I won't. Come on back
Come
around,
here.
buddy. He's a
Sit.
good boy.
Cap, sit.
He's
Good boy.
a good. There, he's
There
going
you
to
go,
lie down
down.
now. And look. Oh, that's perfect. That's a
Good.
perfect.
Good. You stay.
Yeah, that's perfect on the camera.
Yeah, so like you were saying, the foster home affords rescues and shelters, because
Yes.
we all need them. The opportunity to get dogs out and get them acclimated to living in a home again, because the longer they stay in a shelter, if they're lucky enough to make it out, they often come out with anxiety and stress and things that really impede their ability to get adopted.
Yes.
So if you can get them into a foster home, that many times is what saves a dog's life.
He's glorious.
He really is, isn't he? Look at him.
He's majestic.
He's
and
looking at himself on. Yeah, he's like, I
he
look
says,
good.
I think I see myself
I am
on TV.
Captain
Oh, there I
America.
am. Here I am, Captain America. Da,
Yeah,
da, da, da.
yeah. Look at him. I'm already taken.
Here
You
I
can't have me.
come to save the day. Oh, that's
He is-
Underdog. Sorry. Got my mixed metaphors there.
Good man.
I bet he would just absolutely go crazy if he met Brady, Wyatt, and Gracie, because they would just devour him.
He loves dogs.
I love that.
He
That's
loves
so
dogs.
fantastic. And
He's-
everybody's got this horrible misconception about so many bully breeds, and they're just not generalized. You cannot ever. It's just like Will Heiser was talking about racism.
Yes.
You just can't do that, because every human and every animal is different.
It's so true. Well, we like to say, we have our big event, Pity Fair, coming
Yes.
up on a week from Saturday on August 3rd.
Wonderful. That's why we're here today to talk about it.
Yes, on Shelby Park. And we like to say to people, when we did it for the first time 3 years ago, we thought, all right, we're just going to have hundreds of people and all their assorted bully breeds and other dogs. Everybody's welcome. You don't need to have a bully breed.
It's a wonderful arts and music fair, and it's
Yes.
going to be promoting adoption and all kinds of wonderful equality for bully breeds.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. To promote that kind of open-mindedness, and also local businesses, local arts, as you said, and things like that. And to give people a chance to get out and not feel that people fear their dogs or they're discriminated against,
Exactly.
to be able. And we like to tell a story that the first Pity Fair, hundreds of pit bull type dogs and mastiffs and boxers and Dobermans and all of them walking around. There was only one dog-on-dog incident, and it was a Shih Tzu mix. On another small breed, and you could see the big dogs running away.
I'm sure,
the whole
terrified.
thing. And that was it. Not a knock against Shih Tzus, but it was a little long-haired mixed breed who created a little ruckus. But it was all of these dogs and their owners getting to spend time around folks who appreciated and did not feel any sense of fear around them.
I hate to say this, but there was a dog that won the Crescent Hill dog show on the 4th of July a couple
4th
of
of
years
July.
that was a mixed breed. It was actually called Shit a Lot of Poo. I've never quite gotten over that. I'm not sure what the middle part of that was.
That
but
was
I can
the
imagine
name of the
Poodle
dog?
and a Shih Tzu and something
Oh,
Lotta.
okay. That was the breed mix they
Yeah,
called it?
that was the breed mix.
That's
I'm
good.
not quite sure what it was.
That's
Laza
good.
Opso. That's what it was. Shit a Lot of Poo. Wow, Kathy, thank you for that insight.
I've just learned something. I didn't know. How would I have known that? See?
That was not a bad word, FCC. Just wanted you to know. It's just a breed name. It is a breed name.
It's just a name, yeah.
But Captain is a great example of, and he's going to climb into Janelle's lap now,
Yes,
but he's
he
a great
loves her.
example of what Saving Sunny has done. And there are
Thank you.
so many animals that you guys have in foster right now.
Yes.
How do we get in touch with you to talk about adopting a dog from
Thank
Saving
you.
Sunny?
There are a couple of ways. We have a website, and if you Google us, you'll find us. But
Yes.
www.savingsunnyinc.org.
Okay.
Or you can get us on Facebook.
Yes.
You could also email contact@savingsunnyinc.org.
Excellent.
Any of those ways. Or track us down on the street. It doesn't matter. Just find us.
Yes, exactly.
And we take great care when we have a potential adopter or a potential foster. We take great care to find the dog that's right for the home.
Matching.
And exactly.
Yep.
Because there's nothing to be served in putting the wrong dog in the wrong home. And that
Exactly.
includes all of the humans, all of the animals.
Yes.
And when we do that, in fact, we just placed a few in fosters and adoptive homes this weekend. We let them take a test drive, so that they get to spend some time. Try to relax, Captain.
Captain,
Look,
it's
he's so
okay.
tense
He
about his
says
first radio
I know.
interview.
He says, my back is so itchy and this
Get
carpet
this
feels
T-shirt
so
off me.
good. Oh,
Look at him.
no more Captain America
not easy.
tonight.
It's
He's
not
going to
easy
go
being
back
this
to just
good-looking.
being Captain. And
That's
he
right.
is a handsome boy and a sweet boy. And thank
Thank
you,
you.
Maureen, for taking time to come on the show.
Thank you for having us.
I'm
We
sorry
really,
it's taken
really
us
appreciate
8 months to get you here.
Hey, we're happy to be here. We're happy to get to spend the
We're
time.
just running through the dog agencies, but you are such a
Yes.
critical one. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks
Thank you,
for
Captain.
having us.
And thanks, Dog Wrangler Janelle.
Yes,
appreciate
you've
you
been a big
coming.
help.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you.
says you're welcome.
I have a job for you.
We got about maybe less than a minute, so I want you to play under me while we exit our show, if you will. Kevin Hart, great musical guest. Thank you so much, and we want to thank all of our guests, Big Brothers Will Heiser, Meridian Acupuncture's Colby Helton, who did such a fabulous job explaining the art and magic of acupuncture, entrepreneurs Michelle and Alan Hertzman of Papa John's and Genghis Grill fame, and Maureen Keenan with Saving Sunny, and especially Captain America. Thank you, Captain, for giving up your dinner hour to be with us tonight. And we want to welcome you to join so many other episodes of Take It From Tara, and they're all coming up on Mondays at 5. The really exciting part for me is I'm going to be broadcasting live from the British Isles, actually from Ireland, in a couple of weeks. So that's going to be a great deal of fun. My sisters and I are taking my mother, who is 92, to Ireland to visit her homeland, and I haven't been there since I was a small child, so it will be a wonderful opportunity to revisit. Next week on Take It From Tara, the Mississippi Adam Riggle's going to be in as our musical guest. Chris Hartman from the Arrow Fund will be here. Chris Hartman from the Fairness Campaign and Rebecca Eves from the Arrow Fund, two different things. And so many other special guests coming up next week on Take It From Tara, 5 to 6 p.m. right here on Crescent Hill Radio. Thanks again to all of our guests, and especially our wonderful musical guest, Kevin Hart, for being with us today. Where are you playing next?
Nowhere's yet.
Well, and then
I'm trying to
you're
get a
gonna have
band
come back.
together.
All right, get
and
a
then I'm
band
gonna be
together
playing, yeah.
and come back and be a guest on another show. Will you?
Definitely, I will absolutely.
Loved it. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful night. Thanks so much for being with us on Crescent Hill Radio, and we will be looking forward to seeing you again next week on Take It From Tara.
Thank you so much.
So much going on in this town. We're so lucky to have an expert around. But when you need advice on what's really going down, take it from Tara. With so many choices, it ain't easy. Get the bang for your buck, give your dollar a squeezy. The girl's got the answer, you better believe me. Take it from Tara. Take it from Tara.